Okay, hi, good morning students. So, ang video nga ni is for my students who are taking the tour guiding class for Philomer Christian University. So, as you can see, ang atong first lesson for today is Introduction to Core Concepts in Tour Guiding Services. Our schedule is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 5 to 6 p.m. And if you can see there sa screen, my number is there and my name is there as well. Okay, so this lesson will cover ang aton nga lesson for today until Wednesday, and then if we can have a live lesson on Friday, that would be very good. Okay, so let's continue with our class. So ang objectives, what are the objective of this lesson? So number 1, we have to explain the basic concept in tour guiding services. And we have to identify the roles of a tour guide. So later on sa aton nga pagpadayon sa ating nga class, we will be able to know kung ano ang tour guiding services kag kung ano ang roles ng tour guide, which is a very important role when you are dealing with your client, which is the tourist. Okay, so let's continue. Core concepts in tour guiding. Anyone? What is a tour? Ano ang meaning sang tour? So ang tour, it came from the Latin word tournere and Greek word tournos, meaning to circle around, libot. The word tour means to come back to the point of origin after going to a destination elsewhere. So kita di ba mahilig tayo mag-tour? So katuto sa Boracay, ka Manila, Cebu. If you have enough money, you also go abroad. So that's what we call the tour. Okay? So isa sa role guide when you are on a tour is you need to have a professional tour guide. So ano iniya ang tour guide? Amo ini ang aton nga pagatun-an today. Okay? So for the tour lang, amo sina ang word no, ang tournere kag ang tournos, meaning tour ina siya. So that is the definition nga pwede ninyo lang tawon. Okay, let's continue. What is a tour guide? A tour guide is a person who guides people as they go through a foreign place to help them gain better appreciation of the place and the interesting thing to see there. So, you know, Sister MJ, I have a travel and tour agency. So, for the past few years, we've been sending people, clients abroad, domestic, para mag-tour. Now, I have heard a lot of people, clients told me, ay sir manami, gidyakon ang tour guide mo daw well-versed, no? Medyo balaan niya gid kung anong iya ginahambal. Because if you go to a place and then may makita kada abi nga luma nga balay, may makita kada nga luma nga mga gamit or whatever, kung wala ka sang tour guide or a professional tour guide who is going to explain to you kung anong natabo the years back, anong natabo sa amo ni nga area, what happened here, medyo mabudlay, hindi mo mag-grasp ang story. Okay, so because when we tour, aside from taking pictures, aside from let's say doing sa mga OOTD naton dira, mas maayo man nga maintindihan naton kung ano ang gakalatabo or what is happening or what has happened in that area during that time na before kita nag-visit. Okay? So, amo ina ang role sang isa ka tour guide. I-explain nila sa inyo kung ano ang mga underlying story of that certain destination. Okay? So, continue ha? So, the Philippine Department of Tourism in 1995 defines a tour guide as an individual who guides tourists, both foreign and domestic, for a fee. Of course, we have to pay them. But if you avail of a tour package, this is already included sa inyong ginabayaran. Only that, we also give fee. Normal na sa aton yung mga Filipino that we give, how do you call, tip ang aton ginahatag sa tour guide. Commission, or any other form of lawful remuneration. So the Department of Tourism only recognizes those who undergo proper training. So guys, later on, as we go along with our lesson, mabalaan na natin that the Department of Tourism is actually giving tour guiding training. Ang tour guiding training yan sometimes this is for free, sometimes this is ginabayaran sa company or sa LGU because they want to have tour guides who are DOT trained or accredited tour guides nga mag-guide sa mga tourists who are coming in and out, maybe domestic or foreign travel. Just like for example, there is a province of Capiz. I am a tour guide. I know kung ano ang mga istorya diri sa aton mga guests nga nagakadto sa Capiz. When I go to Korea, I also act as a tour guide. I speak Korean. I know how to explain things in Korean. That is why ang aton mga guests are very much thankful, and then at the same time, they are very much curious sometimes. So, kung mahambalan mo sila kung ano ang stories ang ilang ginakadtuan, that is very, very good. Kag mas ma-appreciate nila ang place nga ilang ginakadtuan. Okay? So what is tour guiding? Tour guiding refers to the provision of professional, take note, professional. Hindi tanan nga tour guide has proper training. So when we say professional, they receive an actual proper training from certain government agencies or entity. So refers to the provision of professional service to interpret the cultural and natural heritage of an era as defined by the World Federation of Tourist Guide Association. So hindi lang yan ay amo ni for example sa Capiz nagkadto kada sa monument ni previous President Rojas, for example. Okay, so amo na ni, dili na siya ginbata, dili na siya nagdako, no. Okay, so it has to be professional. Tour guide is a profession. It is a work. Sometimes it is a calling. It is a passion. Okay? Hindi lang yan kabalo ka na nga, itudlo mo na nga, okay, dili siya ginbata, that makes you an eligible tour guide already. Siguro, with your friends, okay lang. Pero if you are working in a government agency, travel and tour agency, you need to be a professional. Okay? So you need to have the proper training. Do you guys understand? Okay, let's continue, huh? So the roles of a tour guide. A tour guide plays important roles in tourism according to the Australian government's job guide. And what are some of the roles nga play sa isa ka tour guide, okay? Number 1, attending briefing meetings with the tour manager about important information about the tour group, age group, interest, special needs, okay? Akon ini nga i-further elaborate. Ang tour guide, before ang actual nga tour mag-abot or before ang actual nga mga tourist or client mag-abot, ang tour guide sa isa ka local destination nagamit na ina sa ilang nga partner dire. Let's say for example sa Capiz, we have tour guides nga nagamit sa akon prior sa mag-abot ang akon nga mga guests diri. Ginahambalan ko sila, okay ha, ang guest naton, ang age bracket ni nila is 18 to 30 years old. So, ang ginapangita ko man nga tour guide, somewhat nga the same sang ilang age. Why? Para daw wala sila yasang gap gid. If they will be able to discuss later on about K-pop or whatever, makarelate. For example, ang imo yung guest, 60 to 75 years old. Gaan mo sang tour guide nga 25 years old. I don't think that is appropriate. Bisan professional ang 25 years old, but then ang age gap nila daw hindi siya related, balo hindi makarelate. That is why better gid nga ang imo nga tour guide nga ihatag ang daw wala man nagalayo sa age group sa imo nga guest. Okay, interest. Of course, ang tour guide ma-discuss man ina anong mga interest ang akon nga mga guest nga mga palaabuton ko nga guest. What are their interests? Para pag-abot, you will be able to discuss it with them. Hi ma'am, interested gili ka mo sa swimming, sa baybay namon, etc. etc. Or makadto kita sa falls, wherever, makadiscuss man ang tour guide. And of course, ang special needs. Ang tour guide is the one who act as like the tour manager, especially kung siya na lang nagaupod sa coach or siya na lang ang nagaupod sa bus during the tour. Pagkaon, kung may mangihi, dira siya ang hambalan sa mga guests nga, sir, pwede anay kita mag-CR. Siya nanda yun in return ang mahambal sa aton nga kwan. Siya ang in return ang mahambal sa aton nga driver nga, nung maunta ta anay ha, ma-CR anay ang aton mga guest, or pwede ma-stop over ta anay gamay, mapuro pahuway. So daw siya naging niya ang tour manager in the actual tour that is happening. Next, greeting tourists before starting the tour. That's very self-explanatory. Learning their names. Ang mga turista, they are very much appreciative. Mas maayo if you call them on their first name. It's like family bala. Julie, I remember when I was in Korea, kung mag-tour ako, and I act as the tour guide or the tour coordinator, I see to it nga kilala ko ang akong mga guests even sa first name. And may makuha akdi nga dako nga tip, especially if you call them on their first name. It's like very professional service pero in a personal, with a personal touch. Okay. Continuation, memorizing their faces and checking the number of people in the group. Ang tour guide is responsible nga wala sang may mabayaan nga guest. So, before kamo mag-depart sa isa ka lugar going to another place, you have to count 1, 2, 3, 4. Ay, kulang isa. Diri sa left side sang bus nga do may kulang pa, hindi kamo pwede mag-depart nga kulang sang isa, duwa, tatlo. Okay? That is very much important. So role ina sang tour guide. Ang tour guide is the one responsible to check the number of people kung sakto man japon imo na yasinakpan. So you should be the one to check kung sakto before departing. Karon kung ginbayaan mo na, what will happen? Your guess is as good as mine. Okay? Next, explaining emergency procedures to the group and make sure they understand them. You have to tell them, ma'am ha, hindi kita pwede magkadto kita sa volcano, hasta lang kita diri lang din nga area ha. Hindi kita pwede ka diretso. Base karon may aksidente nga matabo. So these are all parts of the tour guide's role. Iya na tanan ubra. Okay? Next, distributing promotional material about the trip to the tourist, escorting individuals or group on sightseeing trips, and then providing information about the history and culture of the places they visit. This is very important. That's why ang tour guide should be well-versed, well-knowledgeable, and has a very good idea kung ano ang ilang ginakadtuan. So guys, later on, if you're planning to do a tour guiding workshop later on, that's very good. Some of you maybe later on maland as work as tour guide, which really earns a lot of money, especially kung maayo ikaw, you also get tips. That's very good. But you have to remember, ang information has to be accurate. Hindi lang niya pwede palagpat. It has to be based sa ginahatag man sang tourism department, sang kung ano man yung destination nga inyo nga ginkadtuan. Okay? Continue. Roles of a tour guide, ang sa daily nila nga role. So, pre-briefing about the group, you meet the group, going emergency procedures with the group, explaining point of interest during the trip. Kay while ang bus nagalakat, sometimes ang tour guide may makita nga kung ano-ano, or ang tourist may mamakot, ay sir, ano na, ma'am, ano na ho, you should be able to explain it to them. Hindi lang yung, ay ma'am, tulog lang kamo, daan, ang mag-explain ko lang galing mag-abot. No. That does not make you a professional guide. Dapat, syempre, ang guest, it's first time nila nga nagkadto sa amo nga lugar. So much better gid kung imo ma-explain sa ila kung ano ang ila nakita outside of the window while going to the destination. Amo nang ginahambal ko, answering questions about the tour, distributing promotional materials, and then making sure the group stays together and is safe until the end of the tour. You have to remember, if you are a tour guide, ikaw ang ila nanay, ikaw ang ila tatay, you are responsible sa imo mga guests. may madula dira nga isa, may maaksidente nga isa, even may magmasakit nga isa, you are the one responsible for it. Do you understand? So this is not just like tour guide lang ang obra. This is a passion, professional work that requires a lot of understanding kung ano ang imo nga ginaobra. Okay? Continue. Ano ang elements of tour guiding? Number 1, I'm going to discuss this sa next naton nga lesson ha on Wednesday. Mas padaluman ko ini. First one, professionalism. Number 2, service. Number 3, interpretation. Number 4, physical elements. Number 5, and then the characteristics of a tour guide. Okay, now, atong gin-discuss ko previously, I'm going to do it sa Wednesday naton nga lesson. But for now, sa aton nga seat work, the word needed before a tour guide becomes professional. What do you think? Okay, what do you think is the answer? Next, the process of describing the meanings and significance of cultural and natural attractions. What do you think is the answer? And then the last, the tour guide's client. Sino gani ang clients ng tour guide? Okay, so the answer is, so needed before a tour guide becomes professional is the training, the process of describing the meanings and significance of cultural and natural attractions, interpretation, and then sino gani ang tour guide's client? It is the tourist. Okay guys, so that is our lesson for today. I will be recording another lesson and then ibutang ko liwat sa aton yung YouTube channel, but this week we will also have our live class via Google Meet. Okay, so thank you so much and I hope you like the video that I posted and stay safe everyone. Goodbye.